Who says that life after 70 is only for resting and accepting what you have? At this age, many people realize that this is a stage to free themselves from the rules and expectations that have weighed them down for years. But do we dare let go of things that once seemed indispensable? Ask yourself, have we all, at some point, lived our lives to please others, to reach standards set by society, to own everything we were told we must have? How many times have we imposed standards on ourselves that we didn't truly want? And eventually, do we have the courage to take a step back and ask ourselves, do all these things really still hold meaning? After the age of 70, many people say they see life more clearly than ever before, discerning what truly matters and what is just a fleeting shadow. This is a time to look back, to reassess every aspect of life, from relationships to possessions, from goals to societal expectations. But can we truly let go? Is this the time to live for ourselves, to release the burdens we once thought we had to carry? Here are 9 things that may no longer hold meaning after age 70, things that, if let go, could bring us a life of freedom, peace, and fulfillment. But only you can decide. Is it worth letting go, or will you hold on out of fear of losing a part of yourself you've grown so accustomed to? 1. Caring about others' opinions. Why should we let go after 70? Throughout life, many of us grow up with the burden of meeting the expectations of family, friends, and society. From childhood to adulthood, we strive to gain approval and recognition from others. But once we reach 70, we may start asking ourselves, do others' opinions still matter? At this age, we understand that everyone has a unique journey and different values. The comments and judgments of others, though once significant, now feel like passing glances from outside. True happiness doesn't lie in pleasing everyone. It lies in living authentically based on personal values and preferences. When we stop worrying about others' judgments, we open the door to living more gently, genuinely, and peacefully. Many people after 70 feel liberated when they no longer have to worry about the opinions of others. They dare to create the spaces they love, wear the clothes they prefer, and make decisions for themselves. This confidence and honesty even garner more respect from those around them. We don't need to live in someone else's shadow. This is the time to create our own light. When we stop living by others' standards, life becomes simpler. We're no longer pulled into roles we don't want. Ignoring social expectations isn't selfish. It's maturity. After all, we are ultimately responsible for our own happiness. 2. Accumulating material possessions. When is enough enough? For decades, we often link our self-worth to what we own. A house, a car, expensive items, these seem to represent success, stability, and a lifetime of effort. But after 70, when we've had a chance to reflect, we may realize that these material possessions are no longer as important. In our later years, many of us find that true joy doesn't come from owning more, but from experiences, memories, and treasured relationships. Reducing unnecessary possessions not only makes our home tidier, but also lightens our spirit. Without the need to maintain and care for so many things, we can devote time and energy to what truly matters. Look at the items we've accumulated over the years. Some may be gathering dust. Others may no longer serve any real purpose. Owning too many things can sometimes feel more like a burden than a joy. This is why many people after 70 choose to clean up, to focus on what is truly essential. Letting go doesn't mean giving up everything, but rather keeping what holds real meaning. Family heirlooms, old photographs, or a few cherished gifts from loved ones, they may not have significant monetary value, but help us recall cherished moments. Decluttering can be an emotional journey where we discover what truly matters. At this age, happiness is no longer measured by the number of possessions, but by memories and simple moments. We realize that the most priceless things cannot be bought. A quiet morning with a cup of tea, an afternoon with family, or a call from a loved one sometimes brings more joy than any material item. By shedding unnecessary possessions, we make room to welcome new experiences and valuable moments that material wealth can't replace. We can focus on health, enjoy nature, or engage in activities we love. The empty spaces in our home now become areas to connect and enjoy life freely and meaningfully. After all, true wealth at 70 isn't the quantity of possessions we hold, but the ability to live lightly, free from material constraints, and focused on lasting spiritual values. 3. Attending obligatory gatherings. It's time to say no to joyless relationships. In the past, we may have participated in numerous social events, family gatherings, friend meetups, or obligatory meetings out of responsibility or courtesy. Often, we might have felt exhausted and enthusiastic, but still attended to avoid upsetting others or to fulfill a perceived duty. But after 70, as time and energy become more precious, is it truly necessary to spend them on gatherings that no longer bring joy? At this age, we no longer need to live by others' standards. What matters most is staying true to ourselves, knowing how to choose relationships and events that bring joy, comfort, and positive energy. Imagine being able to selectively attend only the gatherings that you genuinely want to enjoy. Letting go of forced gatherings is also a way to care for your own mental and emotional well-being. Instead of forced social meetings, this is a time to focus on relationships that genuinely bring happiness. It could be old friends, beloved family members, or people who make you feel loved and understood. Meeting with them no longer feels like an obligation, but a natural way to experience peace and appreciate each moment. At this age, declining unnecessary invitations is not impolite, it's a form of self-respect. Saying no to unwanted gatherings is a way to protect your time and energy for things that truly matter. Rather than feeling guilty, consider the joy of a peaceful evening at home, reading a book, listening to music, or simply reflecting with a cup of tea. This is the time to prioritize your own happiness and choose moments that bring true joy and comfort. Relationships that don't add value can be set aside to prioritize yourself and your loved ones. In doing so, each gathering becomes memorable and meaningful, no longer a series of tiresome, forced interactions. Life after 70 is a time to be true to yourself, to choose people who are truly important, and to say no to what no longer fits. Letting go of obligatory gatherings makes life lighter and more enjoyable. 4. Chasing social beauty standards. It's time to embrace natural beauty. Modern society constantly promotes ideal beauty standards, smooth skin, a slim figure, and wrinkle-free faces. These images appear not only in magazines, but are spread widely through media, creating pressure to maintain a youthful, flawless appearance. However, after 70, does striving to follow society's beauty standards still hold any meaning? Wrinkles and gray hair are not flaws, but marks of a life well lived, a testament to joys, sorrows, and growth. Each wrinkle tells a story, and each strand of gray hair represents valuable experiences and lessons. Rather than worrying about hiding the traces of time, now is the time to take pride in them. At this age, beauty no longer lies in outward appearance, but in spiritual values and character. A genuine smile, a look of deep understanding, or a kind gesture holds more value than superficial beauty standards. Confidence, kindness, and sincerity create a unique charm that radiates an inner beauty others can feel. This is a timeless beauty that no standard can measure. The pressure to stay young can leave many feeling insecure or dissatisfied with themselves. But at this stage, pursuing expensive beauty products or cosmetic procedures is no longer a priority. Living naturally and embracing oneself brings a sense of ease, allowing us to enjoy life fully without being weighed down by invisible standards. By letting go of the pursuit of perfection and appearance, we learn to love and appreciate ourselves in a complete way, not because we look as others expect, but because each person has their own unique beauty. Self-acceptance and self-love bring peace and allow us to live with gratitude for each present moment. After 70, beauty is no longer about outward appearance, but about inner essence, the beauty of authenticity, experience, and serenity. Rather than chasing an ideal appearance set by society, let your true self be the light that brightens your life. 5. Maintaining activities that no longer bring joy. Time to choose genuine happiness. In life, everyone has hobbies, habits, or social activities that once brought joy. It might be clubs we've been part of for decades, sports games with friends, or simple daily routines that became part of our schedule. However, after 70, sometimes these activities no longer feel as fulfilling or exciting as they once did. Instead of maintaining old activities out of habit, this is a time to ask yourself if you still genuinely enjoy and want to continue them. What once brought joy may now feel tedious or restrictive. Letting go of outdated habits allows us to dedicate time and energy to new and more exciting pursuits. Rather than clinging to old activities, view age 70 as a chance to explore new interests. Perhaps this is the perfect time to try painting, playing music, gardening, or joining charity work that you never had time for before. Embracing new experiences not only brings joy, but also keeps the mind fresh and full of inspiration. Life after 70 doesn't need to follow any set pattern. Letting go of activities that no longer have meaning is a way to live according to personal desires, helping us achieve a simpler, more fulfilling life. Instead of living by others' expectations, this is a time to live for ourselves. 6. Tolerating toxic relationships. Time to let go and free yourself. Throughout life, we may have maintained relationships out of duty, courtesy, or family obligations. However, not all relationships are healthy or bring happiness. Some relationships can become sources of stress, sadness, or even negativity. After 70, as mental and emotional well-being becomes a priority, there is no need to keep toxic relationships. There are friends, colleagues, or even family members who may not bring peace but rather exhaustion and pressure. These relationships don't make us feel loved or valued. Letting go of toxic relationships is not selfish. It is a way to protect and value ourselves. Instead of spending time and energy on people who don't respect or bring joy, reserve it for those who truly matter. People you love, people who understand you, and who bring a sense of peace. Choosing relationships carefully helps create a genuine circle of love where each moment spent together is a heartfelt connection. Letting go of toxic relationships doesn't mean being alone. On the contrary, it creates space to welcome healthier connections. When the mind is no longer tied down by negative relationships, we feel lighter, more relaxed, and ready for new connections. Age 70 is the time to live for oneself, to cherish those who are worthy, and to decline what no longer serves us. 7. Comparing yourself to others. It's time to stop comparing to find inner peace. In life, comparing ourselves to others is almost inevitable. We might have compared wealth, status, or even the achievements of our children with others. But as we pass the age of 70, we may begin to ask, does this comparison bring happiness, or does it only add more pressure? Each person has their own story and journey. No two are alike. Comparing ourselves to others often leads to feelings of inadequacy and overlooks our own unique value. True happiness doesn't come from looking at others, but from acknowledging and appreciating ourselves. When we stop comparing, we find peace in what we have, simple yet full of meaning. At 70, each person has already reached personal milestones and achievements. Instead of measuring ourselves by others' successes, we can take pride in what we have accomplished. It may not be grand, but it is the result of our efforts, experiences, and life lessons. When we let go of comparison, we realize our lives have been richer than we thought. Letting go of comparisons brings us peace. When we no longer worrying about what others are doing or possessing, we can focus on the happiness and true values within our own lives. This freedom is a precious gift, allowing us to live more peacefully, confidently, and to fully enjoy each moment of life. 8. Chasing old, outdated goals, redefining success and life's meaning. In younger years, many people set big goals, building a career, accumulating wealth, or gaining social recognition. But over time, we may realize that those goals no longer align with our current values. After 70, holding on to old goals may only bind us to the past, preventing us from fully living in the present. Goals like career advancement or wealth accumulation may once have been top priorities. However, at this age, we often realize that material possessions and fame are no longer as important. Letting go of outdated goals allows us to feel free and bound by ambitions that no longer fit. 70 is a time to redefine success and the meaning of life. Rather than pursuing outdated goals, focus on what brings joy and peace. Now, perhaps our goal is health, time with family, or reviving a long-abandoned hobby. Every moment can be an achievement, as long as it brings us satisfaction and happiness. When free from the pressure of old goals, we can live with a lighter spirit, open to new things, slowing down, savoring each moment, brings deep satisfaction and real meaning, independent of social standards or material accomplishments. Success is no longer about what we achieve, but about finding peace and contentment within. 9. Feeling guilty for prioritizing your own happiness. It's time to love yourself. Throughout our lives, we're often taught that the happiness of others should come first, caring for family, sacrificing for children, meeting the expectations of relatives and friends. Living for others sometimes leads us to overlook our own joys and personal needs. However, after 70, when we also need love and care, should we still feel guilty for putting our own happiness first? At this age, everyone deserves to live for themselves. The long years of living for others are valuable, but now is the time to learn how to genuinely love yourself. Prioritizing personal happiness isn't selfish. It's a necessary action to regain balance and peace in life. When we take care of ourselves and do things that bring us joy, the positive energy naturally flows to those around us. A happy soul knows how to love, share, and support others even more. Our own happiness not only enriches our personal life, but also strengthens the foundation of deep and genuine relationships. Many may still feel hesitant or guilty about dedicating time to personal interests, a relaxing trip, or a quiet day for themselves. However, this is not just a right, it's essential for maintaining mental and physical health. Letting go of guilt when caring for ourselves is a way to respect who we are and the efforts of a lifetime. After 70, the most meaningful life is one spent on simple joys, a morning walk in the park, an afternoon with a good book, or an adventurous trip with friends. Allow yourself to enjoy these moments without guilt. Living fully in the present and seeking happiness for oneself is a way of showing gratitude for life and loving oneself in the truest sense. When we prioritize personal happiness, we find peace, joy, and meaning in each day. After all, we are as deserving of love and care as anyone else naturally, and without the need for justification. Entering the age of 70 doesn't mean confining life within predetermined boundaries. Instead, this is the time to open a new chapter of freedom, peace, and choices genuinely for ourselves. It's time for each of us to ask, what truly brings joy? What makes us feel light and fulfilled? Try letting go of what no longer holds meaning. Live in the way you've always wanted, and allow yourself to embrace each moment with an open heart. Whether it's a new journey, a deepened relationship, or simply the joy of quiet solitude, these are precious gifts that age cannot limit. So what will you choose? Start with a small step. Let go of what no longer serves your happiness, and let life guide you. This is your journey. Live it freely, truthfully, and fully.